Thank you guys for tuning back in to another episode of Forgotten Gear Restorations. We're actually going to tackle a quick bit of maintenance on some of my test gear. It's going to be this old Heathkit IT12. It's making a lot of noise and not a lot of output. Bye. All right, so in between amps, I needed to take care of some maintenance on this IT12. So it had developed a bit of a hum. I found an out-of-spec resistor, a pair of them, one on a power supply, and then I found one over here on the I-tube, which is, on this one it's a 1629. This one's a US Navy spec RCA. Right there. Yeah, I'll show you. So I also bypassed one of the gain stages on a 12AX7 front end just to get a little bit more volume, a little more signal to noise. Now it's signal to noise. So that's it. I'm going to be putting it back together. It still has some of the original coupling caps. You can see those ceramic disc caps there. And then you can see that it has one of those. It still has, by the way, the original selenium rectifier, and that's holding up fine. This, you can see it has one of those cap can replacements that has kind of a PCB in cutouts for the more modern type of resistor or of caps there. So the caps are still holding up fine, and everything is good to go now. I have a new power tube coming in just because I don't really need it. It puts out about a watt of output, and you can see the little driver back there. Great little unit though. Great little units, you know, they really are. So I'm going to be putting this bracket back in, and this is the bracket that holds the I-tube into that little aperture there. So let me see if I can work safely around. There we go. That's basically it. And she lines up. So I'm going to go ahead and test fit it, and I'll bolt her down once I have it lined up with a hole there, and then we'll come back to running the signal through her. You can check it out. Bye. Listen to that. Nice low noise floor. Great. Okay. And why is that there? Well, it stops the tube from being pushed in. And my ADD forces me to want the opening at the bottom or the 12 o'clock position. I can't do that. Now it's over at like the 8 o'clock, and that's fine. It's going to have to do. I just can't rotate it. It wants to rotate back to this position, so we'll let it be in its natural position so we don't put any strain on the wires. And honestly, I don't feel like rewiring this tube socket. So there's the top end of that guy there. You can see that. The top end, you can also see that if one wanted to, you could also fit a traditional style cap can there because of those little slots. But that's it. I'm actually gonna I'm gonna push these through because I don't like how this kind of failed. It kind of failed us, didn't it? It's just this. What is this? It's just I bought it with this cord on it already. And I can understand why it's like this. That makes sense. I added this terminal strip after the fact. You can see that. You can see the rectifier back there, just having the time of its life. I disconnected the things that I thought could be hazardous to the kids. As you can see, they could just come in here, turn it on, and have access to incredibly high voltage right there. And then as well as this right here, which lends it an output transformer for testing your gear. These are speaker jacks, so for driving an external load with 1 watt, what are you gonna do? And that's it. Here's the power amp right here. And that's about it. So I hope this finds y'all well. We should get back to our regularly scheduled program. All right, so there it is. And then that's gonna stop the power cord from pulling out. And we'll be in business, so I can start putting her back together. What do you think? You like that grill cloth? Angela, or Antique Electronics Supply from back in the day.